Lakers' 14-game road winning streak last night, coming away with a 105-102 victory. LA was not only playing without Anthony Davis, but also Kyle Kuzma, both set out with ankle injuries. Still, the Lakers kept it close despite shooting just 47% from the free throw line as a team. And LeBron had 29 to keep the purple and gold in the game. But it was Rajon Rondo who missed a long three-pointer at the end that would have sent the game into OT. So, Shannon, without AD, how much was LeBron to blame for the loss?
Well, he has to take a lot of the blame because he didn't play well. He got off to a great start. He was distributing the basketball. He was 4-6 in the first quarter, and then ended up going 4 of 14 for the rest of the ball game. And again, turnovers were a problem. He had 5 of their, I think, 13 turnovers. And I thought last night he settled too much. I don't have a problem. The first 3 quarters, you're trying to figure it out. You want to take threes, hoist them up. But in the fourth quarter, you got to take advantage of mismatch. You got Brogdon on you. You can't be shooting threes with Brogdon on you. You get Miles Turner, you get Sabonis, they switch on you. You got to be willing to drive the basketball, put the ball on the floor, and go to the hoop. I thought he settled entirely too much. I get it the first 3 quarters if you want to try to find your shot, but at some point in time, you have to realize your shot's not falling. It's like, you know what? My three's not there. My outside shot is not there. Man, I got Malcolm Brogdon on me. Hey, get down on the block. Give him the ball in the post. Now, I know it's a little bit more difficult, Skip, because the thing is, the difference is when you have Dwight is not a threat outside. At least you can say, Anthony, get outside. Anthony Davis is a threat to shoot the 3. He's a threat to shoot the ball from 20. I get that. But LeBron and then have Dwight go to the other side. So that Miles Turner, who was guarding Dwight Howard a lot, can't come to help and challenge you at the rim. But LeBron should have been on the block with Brogdon. And when they got the switch with Turner and Sabonis, LeBron's got to be willing to put the ball on the floor and get to the hole. Now, I know Frank Vogel probably hasn't addressed this, and maybe he's afraid to. But free throws are a problem, LeBron. Free throws are the problem, team. You was 47% last night. LeBron, you missed the back end of an and one. You missed 2 free throws after that, and then Dwight Howard missed 2. That's 5 points you gave away, and you lost by 3. Now, it's becoming an issue. Now, I can assure you of this. No championship team shoots under 50% from the free throw line to become a championship. Because when you get in games of that down in the playoffs, the games are going to be nip-tuck. Every point is valuable. You can ill afford to give points away. And that's what you're doing when you miss free throws. You're giving points away. So LeBron has to take the lion's share of the blame for this one. He did not play well outside of the first quarter. I thought he settled far too much. And the free throws are starting to become an issue. I don't care what anybody else says. They're starting to become an issue.
You don't care what I say. I've been telling you that for
I ain't talking about you. You make your point. Leave me alone.
I thought that was reasonably objective by Shannon Sharpe or La Shannon Sharpe, and he's going to have to be careful because he's going to burn that bridge, that DM bridge.
But LeBron knows. I mean, he knows he has to do a better job. Skip, I mean, you look at he's 77% in the first quarter, then he goes to like 69, then he goes back up to 73, and now he's down to 63, 62% free throws in the fourth quarter. No!
So I thought last night was LeBron's big opportunity to make his MVP case because Anthony Davis could not play with a sprained ankle. And unfortunately for LeBron, I thought he helped make Anthony's case for MVP last night in absence. So the point was that the man you call the GOAT played a little more, to your point, like a lowercase goat, as in the derivative of scapegoat, as in you get the most blame for the loss. Because to your point, he did miss 3 free throws in the fourth quarter. Not unusual for LeBron, but unfortunately the second 2 came with 2:53 left, and they could have extended the lead to 4. And at that point, maybe 4 could have helped, stood up. But he missed both of them, and I think it took some heart out of his team and gave life to the home team. And by the way, the home team is no joke. That's why it was a good test.
They're 11-3 at home.
Yeah, and they're 19-9 overall. So they're kind of a surprise team without the man that we had on our show on Friday, Victor Oladipo, who was at the game, obviously, and we talked to him about his ruptured quad. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to come back this year or not. I think he hopes to, but I think it's probably a little doubtful that he's going to come back.
Very optimistic.
Very optimistic, but we'll see about that. Okay, so now what happens after he misses the free throws? And by the way, before I leave the missed free throws, do you realize over the last 10 seasons in what is called clutch time, which is the last 5 minutes of games that are close, late, close games, number 1 and number 2 in missed fourth quarter or late free throws are Dwight Howard with 156 misses in clutch time, and LeBron is second on that list over the last 10 years with 122. Okay, this is just me. That stat alone disqualifies him from the GOAT discussion.
Stop it. It does not.
Because when you are a late game free throw line, late game, close game, free throw line liability, you're disqualified from the GOAT discussion.
No,
yeah,
you're not.
I'm sorry, because you got to be able to make your free throws late, and he just never has been able to do it. He's got late game demons. But the point was, he did fight off his demons momentarily, and he came back a little later with 140 left, and he actually stepped up and made 2 free throws.
He switched them. They didn't touch nothing.
Okay, so then I tweeted immediately as we got down to the end of the game. I tweeted, LeBron, drive the basketball, go to the free throw line and make those free throws if you have to, because you just made 2 of them. So your confidence should be rebuilt enough that, to all your points, they could not keep LeBron from the rim last night. They don't have anybody. Sabonis isn't strong enough, and Miles Turner isn't quick enough to keep LeBron from the basket.
And then when he was getting to the rim, what was he doing? You saw the pass, one behind the back, the one behind the shoulder to Dwight, and another one behind his back to JaVale, who laid that one in. So he can do whatever he wants because they got to come.
Good to great things happen every time he drives the ball to the basket. And I'm going to say it again because I say it again and again on this show. He's still the best passer in basketball, and he has always been the greatest driver of the basketball I have ever seen. He is an absolute freight train to the basket. He cannot be stopped.
Right.
And you can't keep him from the late game free throw line, because that's really going to be your only hope to stop him, is to send him to the line.
Right.
But he's going to have the courage and the confidence to go stand at that line and make those 2 free throws.
Sometimes I do think he gets discouraged, Skip, because there's a lot of time he goes to the line, goes to the bucket, and he doesn't get the call. And you see, she's like, what do I got to do? Because I know if that was James Harden, you guys would have given him that call. And so I think he gets frustrated. But then, even through all the frustrations, you see him bulldoze straight ahead, lowers his shoulder, and one. Just got to finish it off. Or they have to foul. I mean, they have to foul him, Skip, but you got to do that. You can't settle for jump shots when Malcolm Brogdon is your primary defender.
Okay, so now comes the turning point play of the night, and it's coming out of a timeout for the Lakers, so they're able to strategize, how are we going to pull this off?
Right.
And I'm sure LeBron was right in the middle of that. So they're down 2 with 36 seconds left. And LeBron is the quarterback, obviously, and initiates the play, and they kind of go around the horn a couple times, and then it comes back to LeBron. And he gets the switch off Brogdon onto Miles Turner.
Right.
And here he goes, and he drives the ball into the lane. Right. And at the last second, he shies, and he says, no, I'm going to circle all the way back out, and I'm going to take a deep 3 that's almost like a fall-away 3 with Miles Turner lunging at him. And he missed it. Well, at that point, he was 0 for 5 from 3.
Correct.
At that point, he had not made a single shot outside the paint. So you know how he comes and goes on hot hand. He had a cold hand that night from distance.
Correct.
We've seen him in game 1 a couple of years ago of the finals at Oracle. He had an incredibly hot hand. It will come and it will go.
Right.
But in this case, it was gone. So the only hope here is to drive the ball and go to if you have to go to the free throw line, go to the free throw line. You need 2 points to tie the game.
Correct.
And you take a deep 3 and miss it fairly badly because you didn't have a hot hand. And there's a play off Rondo that was debatable at the end of the game, but still the call got reversed. So now Sabonis goes down to the other end, and he's got 2 free throws to ice the game. And he made the first one, but he misses the second one.
Correct.
And the Lakers don't have a timeout, so Dwight gets the rebound, and just Rondo runs and gets the ball from him. Okay, here's my play. There's Dwight. He says, okay, Rondo. There goes LeBron. He's just sprinting to the other end on this side of the floor. Okay, crazy over the years. In that situation, I want the quote-unquote, just go get the basketball. You're the guy.
I was thinking the same thing.
You're the guy. Don't run away from it. Run to the basketball. Skip, I know they're playing Rondo with him. And
I would give him this. If the ball was taken into the front court, okay, but not the back court. 9 seconds in the front court versus 9 seconds in the back court is something that's different.
Because the time is going to dwindle so quickly.
Yes.
You need your playmaker with the ball in his hands. And then I don't care what you do with it.
Right.
If you don't, what did he do to Danny Green at Dallas? What did he do? He drove it underneath and they needed a three.
Right.
And at the last second, I'm saying, what are you doing? Are you going to dunk it in the game?
Right.
And he kicked it down the baseline to Danny Green for the three. Okay, let him make the play.
Right.
Don't run away from it. Don't make Rondo, who's what, 6 feet tall?
Right.
Don't make Rondo wind up pulling up for a three because he's never been a great three-point shooter.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Whatever they drew up out of that timeout or when they went and discussed it, Rondo taking a 32-foot three was not it.
That might have been the last option,
yes.
right?
Well, he was right. He was the last option right before Dwight.
Okay.
Dwight was the last option, but he was right before that.
Rondo has improved this year as a three-point shooter, but do I want him taking that shot?
Skip, not the last second
Not
three.
that shot.
No.
So guess who they were also missing last night? Kyle Kuzma.
Correct.
I've told you again and again, he's the closer for this team. If Kyle Kuzma had been on the floor and taken that shot to tie the game, I'd give him a 60%